work effectively and comfortably with the other exec? And what situations would hinder you from working together comfortably with them?
Sa akin, I think okay naman. Knowing these people, sobrang comfortable naman. Though, yun nga, tingnan ako ni Kulin, nakakatakot. Tingnan ko din na siya. Siguro marami, yun nga, since struggle ko yung time management, siguro yung making time aside from the scheduled time, yun siguro, yung magiging struggle. But yung spontaneous na parang biglang ganito, tapos mahaba, ganyan. Kasi yun nga, since maraming ginagawa, and I think really naman yata sila ganun. So, I think okay naman. And yun siguro, pag nagsabi ng yes na gagawin, yes, pag no, no.
I think I'm okay.
I love you all. Well, si Zeke, hindi ko pa masyadong kilala because I wasn't active nung second year, third year ko. When he was active. Tapos nung active na ako ulit, saka siya overload. So, parang nagkasalisi kami. But then, you seem nice. Like what he said kanina about like ACADS, he said parang adjustment phase lang. So maybe for the first, few weeks, parang, what kind of person are you really gonna, parang paano ko trabaho? Pero, we're okay. It will be okay. So, adjustment lang at first.
Yeah, I think naman I will be able to work comfortably and hopefully effectively with the other executables. I think isa sa mga malaking bagay siguro na maghihinder sa akin to work with anyone in general. Siguro if my conflict siguro na hindi pa resolved or parang in the process of resolving kasi medyo nahihirapan ako lang. And siguro isa pa is kung magkaroon ako ng insecurity towards the person. So, yeah. Usually yun yung two biggest things that could affect.
Mostly, ayun nga, si Ana naman talaga. And I'm comfortable with siguro 5 ayun, sa this number of people. And ayun, siguro what hinders you from working together? Siguro yun nga, sa una lang. Kasi di ba parang GTK1 pala. Okay. Parang magkakalaman kayo kung ano yung mga strength nyo, yung mga weaknesses nyo, kung saan kayo naiirita. Then, ayun, kung saan kayo mas magiging risky. And, ayun, mostly naman batchmates and kayo na po sila. So,
I mean, we're good, yeah. Feel that we'll be able to each other and hopefully effectively since we're like really like chummy naman with each other. That might affect the effectivity part, but again, God willing. So in terms of situations, I think the only thing that would hinder is like external factors, not necessarily like problems with the people themselves. I mean, I don't have any problems with them naman. So yeah, like mostly like external factors like timing and like other accounts.
Sa akin naman, okay naman. Tingin ko comfortable naman tayo sa isa't isa kasi parang kasama ko na rin kayo sa mga activities na I think ang makakahinder lang, tulad nung sinabi ni Kuya John, kapag may unresolved issue na hindi napapag-usapan and at the same time, kasi minsan nag-overthink ako, pag nag-feel ko parang nag-ilang ka sa akin, parang yun, naging awkward na.
The next question is, what would be your unique individual contribution in the excessive?
Excessive time ko.
Kasi yun talaga yung iniisip ko kanina nung sa strengths na time. Kasi marami akong time. Tapos nag-thesis na lahat. So yun. Wala na
I think, wala ko naisip ay yung siguro experience ko in serving sa youth. Ayun.
Ako, sabi nila, I'm a good listener. Tapos, ayun din, sa local church din, parang gusto ko nag-set up palagi ng mga brothers.
For me, I think I like looking at things from every angle. Like, I try to weigh out talaga all the pros and cons of certain ideas or plans. So, yeah.
Sa akin naman, related sa strength ko, so feeling ko naman sensitive ako when I'm able to empathize. So, I can be your listener. Chara. Yun, parang I will listen to you kung meron mo naman gusto i-share.
Pero sila listeners, sige ako na lang yung magdadaldal. So parang ako, siguro I will be able to isa siguro yung contradiction kasi sabihin ko talaga kung ano yung thoughts ko and makakatulong naman, hindi naman parang makakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakakak na parang working din with my other orgs and other responsibilities na yung mga experiences ko na ma-share ko. So, I think yes, sa pagpa-plan and sa pagsusort.
What is your vision for SBCF and what steps do you intend to take to make it happen?
Wow. I think siguro nakita ko SB na going into a transition phase siguro. Yun kasi parang yun nga mag-iibang dahil magkakaroon ng time nga na walang freshie, so in a way parang mag-a-adjust, so yung mga dealing events but even yung taking care of the members na ano na yung focal point since ganito yung
Parang may
situation.
hard feelings pa rin.
And
But
yung steps
parang na-work
that
yun
happen
through
is
talking with people. And
right
right now, I think
specific
Chara is
but
dealing
clear
with
sa akin
yung
na
mga
it's
things na
not just
uncomfortable.
one person with one idea, but parang as a group ang collective goal is really introducing people to Christ and helping them grow.
Vision, yung mas pinagting na discipleship. Dahil na, kasi parang doon ako na-bring up. Ayun, steps, mas parang magkakaroon sana ng mas papaigtingin yung APs. Parang may weekly updates ganun, or as much as possible daily kung mas may implement siya. Ayun, ano pa ba? Yung mga i-require din yung mga siguro yung mga events kasi events natin yun.
For me, it's I guess for SB to or the whole membership community to be able to make more of an effort to reach out to not just the university but to the other communities as well. Parang step out of their comfort zone. Kasi feeling ko like we have like a lot of opportunities pero parang we're lacking in the manpower part. So yeah, I think the steps to make it happen is by really emphasizing to the membership like what the importance of these things are talaga in our lives as Christians.
Para sa akin, vision ko for SB is SB will be a prayerful fellowship. Sa lahat ng magiging events, sa lahat ng magiging happenings natin, we'll take it to the Lord. And same lang actually, parang yun nga, we'll reach out to the campus and to the world outside the campus. And para magawa natin yun, I think yung nagiging mga events and activities natin dito sa SB, they're okay na para magawa yung vision na yun. Ang kailangan lang is better parang execution.
Well, ako naman, vision ko for SB is that mas maging involved tayo dito sa campus in the sense na we'll be able to work with the Christian community. Kasi parang, yun, marami tayong plans. So, IB, wala IB as in Videography. So, sa UP in general. But then, I think mas kailangan natin mag-focus sa UP. So, siguro, steps to make it happen, involvement and coordination with the other CC organizations. And also siguro, tingin natin yung parang involvement ng bawat members. So, magkaroon ng mga plans and mga kagaya nung sa last time sa Ebony na parang ma-involve talaga yung mga members and also para yun, makilala din ng UP na merong community, merong SP and that merong mag-welcome sa nila and merong mag-care ng about it guys.
More in people, I would like to reconnect with our alumni. So remember, nung nag-date kami sa, we're talking about the strengths of this group. Like our chapters, strengths, because I have such a long history. It's like if going to DOP and stuff, talking to the other chapters, I realized that some of them, like, parang ngayon palang nagpa-pioneer ng chapters sa school nila. We have such a strong alumni base. It would be nice to, like, make use of it. Is that a decent? Like, kasi like also know when Tita B went to our OBF, there was this thing where she's like, how nice, there was food, nung time ko walang food. Na parang, sabihan nyo kaming alumni, sponsor mo ng food and stuff. Let's like tell them stuff like that. That would be nice. Like accountability, not just sat in, but sa alumni na rin, like revive the, hindi kailangan harvest, kahit yung SB page. So they know what's going on, ganun. Pray for us also. Yun. Like, to involve our members with the bigger picture. Kahit sa IBCF, it's nice to know like, our context. Yeah.
What is your personal conviction regarding having a romantic relationship while you are part of the exec?
Personally, go! Joke na lang. Personally, go! Joke. No. Kasi, first, as in, I'm not prepared for that type of commitment. I mean, parang ngayon pa lang nahihirapan ako like Jojo, ACADS and SB and church and friends, ganyan. So parang what more magdadagdag naman ng pangkabigat. So, no. I mean about it.
Dito naman, kahit hindi naman kasi exec, alam ko sarili ko hindi naman ako ready. So, hindi siya i-entertain. May entertainment talaga. Pero, wala talaga. Pero yun nga, parang alam ko sarili ko hindi ako ready and my priorities pa. So, hindi talaga. So, how much more pa na magiging exec, may commitment. So, kung kukunin na rin yung time and effort and yung pag-iisip mo sa pagiging exec. So, kailan mo pa siya isip? Charot! Parang joke na. I mean, wala ng time and hindi ako ready. So, hindi talaga.
No din ako. Kasi, medyo masakit sa ulo. Maraming it's a lot of time. Ano yun nga, 1 year left. Bakit pa ako magmamadali, di ba? Get talaga time. Parang 1 year na lang, mamadaliin ko pa ba yung love na yan? So, graduate na. Tapos, alam mo yun, if it comes after grad, edi, yun na, saka ko na lang siya iisipin. Kasi nakaka-distract, promise.
Wala kasi yung masyadong alam sa topic.
Wow!
Siguro personal conviction ko habang estudyante pa ako, parang I don't really see myself getting involved in one. Pwede! In any or more. One lang naman dapat. Bakit? Hindi, parang hindi pa ako ready for that kind of relationship because well, nakita ko na rin from growing up na hindi pa talaga ako ready with it, and I think di pa ako sa point na pag meron na akong ganun that it would not get in the way of yung knowing God and pursuing Him as much as I can. Na right now, certain akong distraction lang. Yun.
Ako, loyal ako eh. Isang malaking distraction siya at the moment. Kasi, di ba personally naman, mas madami namang time to have time with that. And personally, I'm fulfilled with the love of the Lord right now. And with the love of our of brothers and sisters.
How will you lead SB to be socially relevant and socially present in the current context, like the LGBT issue, Kidapawan Massacre, and National University election?
Ako naman first, pray about it kung will it be glorify the Lord and at His most highest. And yung only is siguro check the RC scriptures kung ano yung sabi dito. And it will be mirror yung kung ano nga ba tayo, parang which defines us as a different organization na hindi lang tayo organization na ganito, kundi we're a organization of Christians.
I guess first is to really emphasize to SB that we are not just solely in this environment, but there are things that surround us that affect us as well. And I guess we should help each other to be more prayerful about these things. Kasi, it's not enough to just pray for all of us. Pray for that in the sense that we are affected by it too, but also keeping in mind that other people are affected by it also. And in terms of whenever we make statements or things like that, I think we should really make it a key factor that we should base everything we say on what the Bible says.
Para sa akin, as Filipinos, hindi dapat natin i-alienate ang sarili natin sa mga ganitong classic issues. And dapat ma-involve natin sa sarili natin in a way na glorifying pa rin kay God. Kasi how will you lead SB? Kasi pwedeng ang gawin natin is magkaroon ng tulad ng ginawa natin sa LGBT Big F, sobrang nakakatulong yun, magkaroon ng discussions kung ano ba talaga yung nangyayari, anong stand natin, anong sinasabi ng Bible, and at the same time, paano tayo mag-respond. Kasi yung mga ganito kasing mga issues, parang porket hindi tayo na-apektuhan, parang it's so easy na wag na natin siya pag-usapan sa loob ng organization. Pero tulad ng sana maganda yung Big F na next week na we're not only Christians, we're Filipino Christians, and we should be there to help our continent also.
We don't have to jump into conclusion agad. We must be careful with the words that we use or we say to people. Kasi isa sa mga nagiging problema kung ba't nagkakakonflict kasi hindi nagiging maingat yung mga tao sa kung ano yung sinasabi nila. Kahit gaano kaganda yung point of view nila, kung hindi naman maganda yung pagkakarelay nila sa iba. At the same time, nagdadagdag lalo ng parang yung parang mas lalong nagpapatindi ng issue imbis na nagpapabuti, lalong lumalaki. So parang I think especially with the LGBT, the best naman natin na-discuss yun na it's love, hindi lang basta dapat disregard mo lang sila. Tapos I think with issues naman sa government natin, we are told sa Bible na i-respect yung leaders natin and we have to pray for them. So I guess that sums it all up. We have to pray and at the same time, be careful na rin as we make a stand or as we make statements.
So, next week po, Friday, ang Big F po natin ay about being a Filipino Christian. Punta po tayo. Next week ba or next week?
Next week.
Ayun, next week punta po tayo. Kasi, well, it's important because we're here and the Lord put us, we're stewards of, the things that the Lord, gave us, like our country, and it's important. We have to be like aware of what's happening and pray about things. I guess I'd like to encourage everyone to read the news prayerfully because there are a lot of things we can pray about. And to be informed talaga. Like, we don't just read things on Facebook and stuff there. It would be nice to like really find out the truth.
Actually, medyo nahirapan ako sagutin. But, I think, yun nga, aside from, syempre, parang being in the know of these things kasi kailangan natin alam ang mangyayari, especially sa country and sa world kasi we are missionary Christians. But, yun, USB, diba, nag-release ng statements on certain issues. Pero I think ang clear sa akin is kailangan ma-instill sa bawat isa in the light of the scriptures ba on what our stand should be and where our perspective should come from. Kasi I think pag instilled yun sa bawat isa, I think that in itself will make that will make itself be present. Be present. Kasi kung na-instill talaga, then hindi lang siya by words but even yung sa actions na makikita in each and everyone. And I think mag-result yan to being socially relevant and yeah.
How will you deal with the consequences of K-12?
First thing I do is like pray for it. Kasi parang I believe naman as long as what SB does pleases the Lord naman. We will provide naman for members. We will provide naman yung resources that we need, like members, like that. So yeah, first pray about it. And siguro to maximize na rin resources that we have and be more aggressive. Yung bro marketing class. Be more aggressive in like reaching out and sharing what SB is doing in really community.
I think para sa akin, since parang mukha talaga siyang challenge, pero we should not be discouraged and we should not worry kasi kita naman yung manifestations of God's faithfulness sa atin throughout the years. And hindi siya naging problem kasi we can reach out to non-freshies, but at the same time, we should lagi natin isipin na hindi tayo nag-reach out kasi gusto nating magparami, but we want to reach out kasi we want them to bring them to Christ. And like I said, nothing to worry about kasi God will really provide.
Parang sign, dealing with the consequences, I think we don't have to worry at all, like super worry. Kasi if God had called us nga na nandito tayo, parang so many reasons for us not to be a member of SB, but then God told us, paano pa kayong iba? So parang, I think it's more of trusting the Lord of how He will handle this. Na alam mo, wala naman tayong choice eh. I mean, dito gobyerno yan eh. So parang all you have to do is yun nga, pag-ilihan na as members, dapat we look more welcoming and parang, yan, we have to attract people in the sense na they will be attracted to Christ more because of us or through us. So parang, ayun, in membership, maraming tao na nag-iintay lang para i-invite natin sila and we just have to do our part para sumali sila. It's their choice if they want to be members.
Well, one thing is, hindi na, parang wala nang bagong freshmen, pero marami pa rin namang students in school, relatively. So, hindi naman limited sa freshmen ang new MEMS eh. So, yeah. Pwede tayo mag-encourage ng classmates, gano'n. And, well, I remember this time kasi, right, I lived in LB for a while. So, medyo involved kami sa SBLB. And there was this time na nagka-crisis sila sa membership. As in, umabot ata sila na less than 10 ang members. And that, they got through that by involving their alumni. Na parang yung SBs doon na profs, gano'n, na parang they talk to them na parang, ate, ganito, ganyan. And I think that helped. Parang hindi naman, kung limited ang new members, I mean, no, freshmen lang limited eh. Hindi parang may first. Yeah, freshmen lang limited. I don't think, if there are less members, we can be closer. There's, no matter the circumstances, I'm sure that, the Lord will show us how we'll get through it. If, He says, wag muna magka-girlfriend or magka-boyfriend. I'm sorry, magkakaroon tayo ng growth elsewhere. Laging may growth.
I think sa akin, first, regardless of situation, kung marami or onte, dapat kung ano yung binigay ni Lord right now, alagaan at make sure that we are leading them or leading them to the right direction. At yun nga, na maayos yung pag-nurture sa members kasi we are stewards to them, to the fellowship, and dapat hindi nawawala yun regardless of what happens. And I think yun nga, kung onti man ang freshmen, parang yun nga, hindi naman tayo umaasa lang doon. Siguro na lost track na rin tayo na hindi ko lang. Na masyado tayo nag-focus na nagagaling lang ang new mems sa mga freshmen na dumarating. And yun nga, parang in any situation, dapat ideally hindi magfo-falter yung desire and yung efforts natin to reach to students and even yung mga tao sa UP in the faculty.
Ayun, kahit naman ang precious, mas madami pa din naman yung mga estudyante ng UP, diba? Some percentage lang naman ata yung precious versus yung mga upper year. And yun, kung sa membership naman, mas makakaroon ng involvement the same way din. Mas matututuan yung growth ng mga members. And yun, mas may involve.
The event that the university asks you to take certain actions that will compromise your faith, what will you do?
Hindi dapat compromise yung faith na kung matanggalan man tayo ng chance, opportunity to renew, tagang persecution na natin yun as Christians. Pero nonetheless, we should not give in to the world's desires, to the world's yung mga temptations nila na okay lang yan, basta magkaroon tayo ng SBCF, let's give in to what they want. Dapat hindi ganun. Kasi we're going against this ating vision na we are a Christ-centered type na. Yes.
Yun din, parang yung weird na mismo na compromise. It's like one of the worst things as Christian. So, I think hindi na rin dapat kasi Christian. Pero, nakalimutan ko na din sasabihin. Pero, yun nga, parang if malalagay tayo sa mga sitwasyon na gano'n, always remember that if God is for us, who can be against us? So, parang it's a matter of trusting God and in surrendering all to Him, and yun, He will do the rest and He will surely fight for us.
I would like to be as diplomatic as possible. Kasi authority pa rin ang university, and in Romans we're told that all authority is placed there by God, But because this authority is given to, like, yung power ng authority is parang given to them by God. So God pa rin yung above. So, parang we obey our authorities so long as it doesn't conflict with what the Lord tells us. So, yeah, no compromise, but we try to be respectful because they still deserve our respect.
I think clear naman, well, dapat hindi na kino-consider as an option yun. yun nga, sa tulad ng tinuturo sa SG, kung clear sa Bible ang sinasabi doon, then we follow that. Kung hindi, as long as it is not contradicting any other teaching or theology sa Bible, siguro pwede pa. But kung outright clear and hindi naman talaga dapat, then we should definitely not compromise. Kung ano man ang consequences, well, we'd rather choose that. Kasi, yun nga, ano man ang situation, the Lord has a purpose, and I'd rather stick with my faith that I am secure and sure of, rather than throw it away.
Ako, hindi na tinatanong kasi
Next question.
first of all, kasi faith natin yun eh. So, parang how do we even recognize ourselves Christians kung we tinatapon natin yung faith natin or parang dinidisregard natin for the sake of social relevance lang na ng mga issues na yun. So, ayun, no matter what consequences are, our Lord Jesus Christ is still our Lord.
Yeah, if any situation like that comes up to mind, all of us naman wouldn't agree to like to compromise our faith for just something that the university says or asks us to do. Kasi God will continue to, it depends on like what the consequence is of the situation that happens after we say no. Hindi naman talaga si God for us to, we will continue to sustain us no matter what happens.
Next question is KZ. As older members of the fellowship, you are expected to exercise some form of leadership in the fellowship. In any recent event, Wesley, how were you able to exercise your leadership since you were gone for a long time? Any event that you recall that you were able to participate in the past?
Yeah, if any situation like that comes up to mind, all of us naman wouldn't agree to like to compromise our faith for just something that the university says or asks us to do. Kasi God will continue to, it depends on like what the consequence is of the situation that happens after we say no. Hindi naman talaga si God for us to, we will continue to sustain us no matter what happens.
Hindi dapat compromise yung faith na kung matanggalan man tayo ng chance, opportunity to renew, hanggang persecution na natin yun as Christians. Pero nonetheless, we should not give in to the world's desires, to the world's, yung mga temptations nila na okay lang yan, basta magkaroon tayo ng SBCF, let's give in to what they want. Dapat hindi ganun. Kasi we're going against this ating vision na we are a Christ-centered dynamic.
Parang yung weird na mismo na compromise. It's like one of the worst things as Christian. So, I think hindi na rin dapat talaga Christian. Pero, nakalimutan ko na din sabihin. Pero, yun nga, parang if malalagay tayo sa mga sitwasyon na gano'n, always remember that if God is for us, who can be against us? So, parang it's a matter of trusting God and in surrendering all to Him. And yun, He will do the rest and He will surely fight for us.
I would like to be as diplomatic as possible. Kasi authority pa rin ang university, and in Romans we're told that all authority is placed there by God, But, because this authority is given to, like, yung power ng authority is parang given to them by God. So, God pa rin yung above. So, parang we obey our authorities so long as it doesn't conflict with what the Lord tells us. So, yeah, no compromise, but we try to be respectful because they still deserve our respect.
I think, clear naman, dapat hindi na kino-consider as an option yun. yun nga, sa tulad ng tinuturo sa FG, kung clear sa Bible ang sinasabi doon, then we follow that. Kung hindi, as long as it is not contradicting any other teaching or theology sa Bible, siguro pwede pa. But kung outright clear and hindi naman talaga dapat, then we should definitely not compromise. Kung ano man ang consequences, we'd rather choose that. Kasi, yun nga, ano man yung situation, the Lord has a purpose, and I'd rather stick with my faith that I am secure and sure of, rather than throw it away.
Ako, hindi na tinatanong kasi
Next question.
First of all, kasi faith natin yun eh. So, parang how do we even recognize ourselves Christians kung we tinatapon natin yung faith natin or parang dinidisregard natin for the sake of social relevance lang na ng mga issues na yun. So, ayun, no matter what consequences are our Lord Jesus Christ is still our Lord.
So, this is going to be the last part. Tailored questions. These questions are made specifically for each of you. But before that, sa mga nandito na, if you guys want to ask questions of our candidates, kung gusto nyo kumuha ng paper, just get them. Okay. So, sino gusto? Okay. Sige, we start with Z. Kung nagkasabay-sabay ang mga responsibilidad mo sa ACAD, sa SB, at other orgs, paano mo ibabalance ang oras at priorities?
Ako syempre, kasi binuot ko yung responsibility bilang isang exec ng SB. So, ayun, mas ipaprioritize ko siya habang the other orgs. Pero syempre, ACADS pa din. So, parang mangyari, gagawin ko muna yung ACADS din.
Okay. Next, ay si Bianca. Sorry. Wait lang sorry. Sige, if someone in or out of the fellowship looks down on your leadership, how will you respond?
Someone in the fellowship.
In or out?
In or out. I think those types of wow, that picture. Disgust. Anyways, I think that kind of yung opinion na you're not good enough din yan is very common. Kung in or out of fellowship man yun. Pero para sa akin, personal na, depende siya sa taong nagsabi. Kung para sa akin, yung taong nagsabi na parang you're not doing well is someone that I respect at para sa akin meron siyang pinanggagalingan. Para sa akin, mas ibabalyo ko yung yung kanyang comment na yun and I'll try to talk to him or her. Pero pag alam kong parang, hearsay lang yan, wala na, hindi na talaga maiwasan yung mga ganun. Talaga pag-play ko na lang yung mga haters. Wow!
Next natin ay si Knowing you have a lot of responsibilities at home, at your own college, and this given your carefree personality, how will you avoid neglecting your responsibilities?
Neglect na natin yung college. Yun nga, parang carefree. Siguro, one thing is time management nga. I guess I'll address that with time management. So, knowing na ako nasa bahay, kailangan gawin ko yung sa bahay. And, kailangan gawin ko sa bahay. And, syempre, parang I have to learn din to balance na hindi lang basta puro ito lang. And sa college, though nag-commit ako for that election, pero yun nga, wala. Alam naman nila na I support them all the way and that hindi lang naman necessary na kailangan nakikita nila ako to show na responsible ako sa mga kinuha kong responsibilities. And syempre sa SB, parang nag-guess ako and sabi ko nga kanina, opportunity to serve the Lord. And of course, I will really try my best para gawin yun and magampanan yung promise ko rin kaya commitment ko kay Lord.
Okay. Next po, I see Anna. With your bubbly disposition, how do you plan to disciple a person going through something else?
That's my weakness. Like, medyo weak point ko ang awa. Like, I had this friend before it doesn't sound like a bad thing, but it kind of is. Like, I had a friend before I was going through something really heavy. Tapos parang nagkwento siya sa akin. Tapos parang na-focus ko sa kanya halos lahat ng attention ko. Kasi parang hala, ang tindi ng pinagdadaanan mo, gano'n. Tapos parang lagi akong comfort gano'n. I took up so much energy and time. Tapos na-absorb ko yung bigat niya. Na parang pag nasa bayan, natutulog na lang talaga ako kasi ang bigat, hindi ko kaya. So, recently, like parang it dawned on me na this is why we have to lift things up to the Lord and surrender things to Him. Kasi parang parang i-absorb, it does make you feel lighter to talk about things. And then like, if you're the person absorbing these things, parang kailangan talaga ipag-pray mo right after na i-surrender mo sa kanya. Kasi hindi kakayanin hindi siya sustainable na thing to just absorb things from other people. And si Lord naman, sorry, yeah.
Okay, next, I see Sai. Being is also emotionally draining. How will you be able to work efficiently even if you are emotionally stressed?
You know me. Sorry. Perfect fit. Maybe like, parang relying talaga on the Lord to continuously sustain me. Kasi, like on my own, like I can't really. I mean, there are times where I can't handle the situation well. But in terms of emotions, I believe naman that if I become part of exec, God will continue naman to heal me and give me that continuous drive naman. So, yeah.
Last but not the least, si Joe. If the church needs your leadership, how will you respond without compromising your responsibility as part of the exit?
I think ginawa na nila ng paraan na nagkaroon na kasi ng agreement na if you're exec in either one, well, ang major involvement ko naman sa church in terms of leadership ay YF. And clear naman na if I do become an exec dito, wala akong leadership position doon. Na yun, gets naman nila that being exec really means focusing on being exec kung saan ka. And I think ginawa rin yun para rin hindi ma-burden masyado. Kasi it's being realistic of what has been given. And yun. Ayun. May understanding naman na. So, if ever, ang mangyayari lang is I will just finish yung kung ano man ang commitment ko from this year. And yun
One last question for everyone. Given the current demographic, how will you take part in the discipleship of the fellowship?
Kasi diba, as we know, our new mems and apps
Our
and
younger members.
mems are men. Gender. And our leadership right now is female. We have female members, ladies. So, how do you take part in the discipleship of the fellowship given na may imbalance na yung leaders ay mga babae pero yung disciple at members po.
Well, I guess a safe way to go about it would be to partner with another girl when talking to like the kids. I mean, kasi mahirap mag one-on-one kapag opposite gender. And, yun. But there's still men naman na may kuyas pa rin naman to, you know, where the intents cannot be shared with other things. But, you know, for the everyday stuff, you know, it's okay. And, well, the thing about boys is that they can't really be coddled. Like, you can't really just baby them all the time. They have to be challenged to do things. So I guess we'll have to find things to challenge them with.
Well, I think it's the same as what I'm trying to do right now kasi ngayon lang talaga ako nag-AP. I mean,
Dalawa pa.
hindi ko kasi maalala ko ba. I mean, pero in any given case, dapat clear sa isang Kristiyano ang importansya ng discipleship kasi it is where doon talaga makagrow yung isang tao kasi intimate or close yung relationship at yun nga, focused siya. And aside from that, parang ito yung legacy na pwedeng iwan na because somebody took care of them, makikita nila yung importance nun of how it affected their growth. Then, syempre, knowing that we are Christians and called to be disciples of Christ, they will do the same sa susunod.
Ayun, first of all, kasi men are designed to lead and disciple. Ayun, siguro, how will you take part? As much as possible, ewan, yung feeling ko, yun yung gusto kong gawin. Gusto kong gawin next year na mag-disciple and to lead a person, at least 3 or 2, to become a leader.
I think the change in demographics shouldn't really be a reason to stop the discipleship efforts within SE since it's really an integral part of being a Christian, continuous growth and that. Pero I see the problem that there are things that guys can't share, aren't comfortable to share with girls. So I guess in that sense, like, yung parang 18, yung parang since ngayon kasi yung nangyayari, we have like discipler and AP siya. So maybe, if hindi talaga kaya ng guy to be both discipler and AP, maybe like, I don't find like a big problem in when a girl disciples a guy naman, in the sense that as long as you keep that boundary naman between each other. Yeah.
Kasi ang tingin ko rin sa discipleship, parang na-mention na rin, parang it's an intimate thing na parang nag-develop talaga kayo ng relationship with each other kasi maraming na-share, maraming na-disclose. So I think, yun nga, parang kailangan talaga mag-draw ng line since opposite genders. So, ang mangyayari dyan, kung may share na very deep, tagang i-refer siya sa isang kuya, hindi talaga sa amin. At saka parang kung iisipin din, ito na parang assumption na baka ma-restrict din yung dinidisciple kasi parang opposite gender, tapos ate, parang hindi niya talaga ma-share yung gusto niya sabihin. Baka ang mangyari, ma-restrict lang. Pero yun nga, tulad ng sinabi ni Ate Yang, hindi ibig sabihin na may ganun, parang okay, stop na tayo, hindi na natin sila kakausapin. Pero yung mga daily conversations, pangangamusta, I think yun yung pwedeng maging part ko sa discipleship.
I think mas dapat maging clear lang with the boundaries. Pero anything else, I think when it comes to discipleship, it's sharing Christ. It's about how do you experience Christ on a daily basis. So parang hindi naman siya nare-restrict kung babae ka lang or lalaki ka lang. So I think sharing or being able to fellowship with opposite sex or ate, kuya, pareho, parang should be a normal thing. We should not be restricting ourselves na as in, sobrang dapat lalaki babae lang. Pero sa yun nga, yung mga limitations, yun nga, alam naman natin yun. So, I guess it's the relationship na we're brothers and sisters in Christ and that being able to love each other as a fellowship is more important than pag isip, parang nag-dwell din sa bagay na yun, hindi kayo pwede magtakasin kayo.
Okay, palakpakan po natin ang ating natin
guys.
ay